Hello viewers, myself Dr. Radhika, Professor in Computer Science and Engineering. In this session, now I am going to explain about how the traversing of a singly linked list can be performed. So before seeing the traversing, first of all, once we will see the node structure. So if you want to create a singly linked list, first of all you have to create a node. So that is, you can create it as struct is the keyword for declaring structure. So struct s node opening braces. In our singly linked list, assume that we have the data, we have only a single data item of type integer. So then what we will do, just we will give int data and next we will give the link part. In the link part, so what will be represented in the link part? In the link part, it represents a pointer to the next node. So again the next node is also in a variable of the same type. So that's why here what you have to do, you have to give the same structure, this structure variable pointer. So what is the data type? Asterisk struct s node asterisk. Here you will give the next, that is a pointer to the next node. So this is how you can give the node definition. So this is what? This is the node definition. Okay. So for giving an alias name to your data type. So here suppose if you want to define, if you want to give an alias name, struct s node. So type def is the keyword used for giving alias names. So type def struct s node asterisk nptr. So we are saying that so here what we are saying, we are giving an alias name to our user defined data type. Here what is our user defined data type? Our user defined data type is struct s node. So here we are giving a pointer to our struct s node, that is an user defined data type. So that corresponds to our data type. So that's why here we are giving a simplified name for our structure. So for that one, the keyword used in C language is type def. So that's why we have used the type def keyword, and then you have to give a space, and then you have to give the data type, and then you will give the pointer. So now this is the node definition for a singly linked list. Once the node definition is given, so then what we have to do, first of all we have to create a header. So for example, assume that the header is created. So for example, this is the header. If this is the header, so at the beginning what will happen? At the in the header node we will have null. So we will have null. So null, so it can be represented either as null or just you can also specify it like this. So that means what is this one here? The header node next represents to null. So that is, if the list does not contain any node, then we say that the header node next is null. So it indicates that it is a empty list. Okay. So now what you have to do? So that means what? For example, if you want to check whether the list is empty or not. So first of all we will write that function. So this is an empty list. This is what? This is an empty list. That is empty linked list, because here we don't have any node. So how you can check whether the list is empty or not? In order to perform certain operations, we need this function. So suppose if you want to write a function to check whether a given node is, whether a given linked list is empty or not. So for that one, I will write a function. So this is a function for checking list empty or not. So for this one, what we have to do is we have to write a function. So suppose if you assume that the function is returning 1, that is true, if the list is empty, and if the function returns is empty, if it is empty, then it will return 1. That is, it can be 1 or true, and if it is not empty means then it will return 0. Suppose if you assume like that, so you can write the function, that is, so what will be the data type or what will be the return type? It will be integer. So return type is int and the function name is empty. So that means here we are checking whether the list is empty or not. So whenever if you want to perform any operations on linked list, so the minimum first node, the minimum node that we will have is the header. So here already our header has been created. For example, assume that this is as defined as head. So this how to create a header has been explained in the previous session. So what is the name that is given for header? We are giving it as H. So whenever if you want to perform any operations on linked list, so the minimum parameter that you have to send to that function is header node. So if you give the header node only, then only the linked list can be accessed in that particular function. So what you have to give here? Here you have to give the header node. So how you can give the header node? What is the data type of header node? So here already we have given what is the data type of H. So it is struct node asterisk. So for struct node asterisk you have given a new name, that is NPTR. We have given a new name NPTR. So instead of every time using struct node asterisk, what you can do? Just you can give it as NPTR. Okay, so that's why I have given it as NPTR, and then for each and every structure, for each and every operation, what you have to do is compulsorily you should provide this H, that is the header of your list. So once the header is passed to the function, that is this node address is passed to the function. Now in this function what you have to do? You have to check whether the list is empty or it contains some nodes. So for that one what we can do? If. So how you can check whether the list is empty or not? For example, if you see here, this is a list with no nodes, that is it is an empty list. So if it is an empty list, in the previous session I have already explained how to create the header node. So there what we have done? We have created the header node, and for the header node next what we have assigned? We have assigned null. So this null is assigned for the header node. The header node next, because we don't have the node here. So that's why we have assigned null to the H next. So that's why in the H next part we have what? Null. So if you have null in the H next part, it indicates that the list is empty. So that only we will use it as a condition. So how you can write the condition? So here you can say that if H next is double equal to null. If H next is double equal to null, then we can say that if H next is double equal to null. If H next is double equal to null, then we say that, what does we say? So we say that the list is empty. So that means for whatever we are checking is empty. So that means we are checking whether the list is empty. So that's why here what I am doing? I am returning true. So just I will return a value 1. I will return a value 1. So now suppose if the list is, if this condition is failed, so that means if the list contains some value, so if the list contains some values, so how you will have the list? So you will have it as, so this will not be null, and you will have the list value. So this will be pointing to some first node, and next you will have some values like this. And now, for example, if this is the last node, then what you will do? Here you will have the null. here you will have the null. So this is the last node here, this is the last node, and here we can say that this is the header node and this is the first node. So here in the hnext part, what we are having? We are having the address of the first node. So that means what? If here you are, whenever you are checking here, hnext is double equal to null. But here hnext is having some value. It indicates that it is not empty. So then it comes to the else part. Then what we have to give? Here we have to given it as false, that is 0. So this is how we can write the function for checking whether the list is empty or not. So first of all, what we will do here? Here first of all we will check whether the hnext is null. If hnext is null means it indicates that it is an empty list. But here suppose if hnext contains some value, that is address of some another node, then what will happen? It indicates that the list is not empty. Then what will happen to this condition? Hnext is it equal to null here? No, it is not equal to null. It is equal to some address, that is the address of your first node. So that's why it comes to the else part and then it will return 0. So this is how we can write the list is empty. So now we will see how we can traverse through this list. So now that means traversing the list. So you can say it as traversing throughout the list, or you can say it as printing the elements of a list, or you can say it as displaying the elements of the list if anything is given. So you can do the same process. That means you have to visit each and every node. You have to visit each and every node and there you can perform whatever you want. If you want to display, you can display it. Just if you want to traverse through the list, that can be performed. Anything is same. So that means for traversing or display or printing, anything is same. Okay, for all these three things we can do the same function. We can write the same function. So now we will see how to write that function. So here whenever if you want to check whether whenever if you want to traverse through a function, so that means what? Just for example, if you want to print the values in that linked list, so that means just I want to print the values, that's all. That is my aim. Then what I will do? So I have to traverse through each and every node. So that is my aim here. So for that one, so that means what? Here there is nothing to return. So what will be the return type? So here the return type will be void, because here what is that I have to do? Just I have to traverse through each and every node and I have to print the value in the data part of that particular node. That's all. So that's why what will be the return type? The return type will be void. So just here we are trying to print, that's all. So return type is void and you can give the function name either traverse or you can give it as print. Anything you can give. It is any valid identifier, or also you can also give it as display. Any name can be given. Any name can be given. So after giving the name, that is name of the function, then you have to give the parameters. So for whenever if you want to traverse through this list, what you have to do? You have to, whenever you are performing any operations on the linked list, the minimum parameter that you have to pass is the header node. So here also for printing what you have to do? So you want the header node. If you have that header node only, then only you can traverse through the list. So that's why, so what you have to pass? You have to pass nptr. nptr is what? It is a type def, that is a new name that is given for struct snode asterisk. So now nptr h. So that means you have passed the header node of your linked list. So now what you are trying to do? You are trying to print the values. So whenever if you are trying to print the values, first of all you have to check whether the list is empty or not. So then only you can traverse through the list, isn't it? So first of all you have to check whether there are some elements in the list or not. Then only you can traverse in the list. So in order to check whether the list is empty or not, so already we have written the function. So what you can do, just you can call this function in this function for checking whether the list is empty or not. So how you can check it? So you can check it as if what you can do, just before checking that, first of all we require here one extra pointer for our node. Here we require one extra pointer for our node, that I am declaring it as temp. I will tell you why it is required. So now I will check whether the list is empty or not. So what I will do, just I will give if is empty, of, and for this function also again what you have to pass? You have to pass the header node. So here I am passing h. If is empty of. So if the list is empty, then what will happen? If the list is empty means just it will, what it will do? It will return 1. So then the condition will be true for us here. So then what we have to do, if the list is empty, just I will print some error message. That is, error message means just I will say that here the list is empty. So what I will do here, so just I will print SLL, that is singly linked list is empty. I will print as singly linked list is empty. So I have printed some message and just I will return from here. That's all. So just I will return from here. So even though you write this return, or just you can give in the else part the printing. Anything is right. So now if this is true, then we will print this error message. Then what we will do? We will give the else. Okay. In the else part, now what we have to give? We have to give the now here in the else part, so here just I will give. So if you want, you can give the return, or just you can give in the else part. Even though if this condition is false, then only it comes to the else part. That means when the list is not empty, then it comes to the else part. So here, suppose if the list is not empty, so here you have to perform what you have to do here, you have to visit each and every node and you have to print the value in each and every node. Okay, so that is what we have to do. So for that one we have used a temporary variable called as temp. So now this temporary variable is used to traverse through the list. Always whenever you are working with singly linked list, so you should not change the value of the header node. So whenever if you want to traverse through the, that means if you want to traverse through the nodes of your list, so what you have to do is, if you want to start from the beginning also, then what you have to do is you have to assign the address of your header node to another temporary variable, because all these are, we are working with pointers. So once if you lost the address of the first node, that means suppose if you have done some modifications of your header node by mistake also, you will lose the total list. So that's why always assign some value to some temporary structure variable that corresponds to your particular node, and then perform whatever you want. So here what I have done, already I have declared a variable, a temporary variable for traversing through the list. So now what I will do here is, first of all I will assign the first node address to temp. How can I get the first node address? So the first node address is available where? In h next. So that's why, so how you can get the first node address? So you can get it as h next. So temp is equal to h next. So now where is our temp now? Our temp is at this particular location. Now where is our temp now? It is at this particular location. So temp is equal to h next. What is h next? This first node. So that's why, where is our temp now? It is at the first node. So once it is at the first node, so can we display our value? So we can display our value. So what we can do for that one? So you have to display the value now. So before displaying, you have to check whether a node is there or not. For example, when we go to the last node, so then what will happen? You will have null. So that's why you have to check whether node is there or not. So how you can check whether the node is there or not? So suppose if temp is not equal to null. So suppose if temp is not equal to null, what does it indicate? It indicates that it is having the address of some node. So that's why how you can check whether the node is there or not? You have to check it whether the temp value is not equal to null or not. So what you will do here? So you will write it as temp. So how you will write it? While temp not equal to null. Temp not equal to null. If you write temp not equal to null means what? What does it indicate? It indicates that there is some node. So once there is some node means you can print the value. That is, you can print the data value of that particular node. So what you can do now? Here, why I have used while is, so this process must be continued, and so this is given in while loop. Why I have given in while loop is, this process must be continued until the end of the list. So that's why I have given it as while. So now what will happen? So because the temp has some value, so what you will do? So just you will print that value. Printf %d, printf %d. Just I will give /t, and where is the value of first node? It is available in temp data. It is available in temp data. So now what will happen? First, the output here I am writing. How I will get? So first, the value 10 will be printed for me, and the cursor will be waiting because I have given a tab. So now the first value is printed. After printing the first value, what I have to do? So now I have to print the data value of the second node. So if I want to print the data value of the second node, so what I have to do? So at present, where is my temp now? It is at the first node. Now if my temp is at second node, then can I print the value of the second node? I can print it. So for that one, what I can do? So what I will do is, so I will traverse, that is I will move my temp pointer from this location, that is from the first node to the second node. So how I can change the temp to the second node is, so where is the address of the first node available? It is available in the temp next only. So then what you can do here? Temp is equal to temp next. Temp is equal to temp next. So this closes this is the end of while, and this is the end of this else part, and this is the end of your function. I think you cannot see. So this statement is available for you. So this is the closing of this while, and this is the closing of else, and this is the closing of this function. Okay. So here now see how it will work. So first of all, temp is at first node. So now we have printed the value of 10. Then what we are doing? We are giving temp is equal to temp next. So what is temp next? First of all, it is the address of second node. So now what will happen? Now temp from here, it will move to this particular location. Now temp is what? Now it is at the second node. So now again it will go to the while loop. So that means again it will go from here to the while loop. So again it will check whether temp is not equal to null. Is temp not equal to null now? Again it is not equal to null. It is pointing to some another address. So then what will happen? Again it will print the value. It will print the value. Here I am writing the output. First of all, it has printed the value 10. Now again it will print the value 20, and it will be waiting here. So now again, what is the statement that is to be executed? Temp is equal to again temp next. So then from here again it will go to this one, that is third node. So again now this is temp. So now again it will come to the loop. So temp not equal to null. Again it is not equal to null. So then what will happen? So again your value 30 will be, it is 40. So 40 will be printed for you. The value 40 will be printed for you. Again, next again the pointer is moving to where? To this last node. So again it is moving to last node. So that is temp. So once it is moving to temp. So now again it will come to the condition. Temp not equal to null. Again condition is true. So printf %d. Temp data means it is 70. 70 will be printed for you. After printing 70, now again it is assigning as temp is equal to temp next. Now what is the value of temp next now? Null. So that's why here what will happen? Here the value of temp next will become null, because whenever the statement is executed, so what will happen? So because it is at the last node now. So once if you say temp is equal to temp next, but because here this is the last node and here we are having the value of null. So that's why now whenever we execute the statement temp is equal to temp next, then the value of temp will be null. So then once it enters into this loop, so temp is not equal to null, what will happen to this condition? Because here we have null only. So now null not equal to null, condition will be false. So then it will come out of this loop and then of this else and finally of this function. So this is how the traversing of a singly linked list will be performed. So if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.